There are a million choices to be made before a couple walks down the aisle on their big day. From the fantastical to the practical, join us as we deliver style inspiration and wedding day advice from the world's leading bridal experts. Get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the making of a designer wedding gown.
The process is very complicated, it is not straightforward, and it's inspired by many different things. I would say a wedding dress takes about 3 to 4 months to be made.
Come along dress shopping with a real model bride.
Well, I didn't know if I wanted a veil, but you just made me change my mind.
Well, you know, it looks nice with the dress.
Find out what makes it onto one of New York's top event planners' wedding checklists.
Wedding venue is everything because it will set down all the parameters of design.
From classic to boho, these beauty looks will take you from the ceremony to the after party.
It should be a party. You should be happy, you should have fun. People forget that.
And we can't forget about the fellas.
We'll see grooms come in with their fiancé, and you can both sit down and you're looking through options together.
Plus, beloved bridal designers share their latest collections, most memorable moments, and much more.
It really is the most important day of your life, and it's, you know, you want to feel great and look at the pictures 30 years down the line and still feel great and look great.
You cannot dress like your mom. You have to look like your age. You know, you cannot pick a very old-fashioned dress. I think the wedding dress has to be the reflection of what you are.
This is their red carpet, and that's what we tried to give them. It's their one time to branch out, wear something fantasy, try something new, and why not?
I love my brides. That comes first. So when I love something, I do everything around it to the best of my ability. When I have a dress in front of me that I'm fitting, I think about so many things. And the bride comes first. She is my client, she is everything, she's my inspiration. Does she like this to be raised 1 inch? Does she like it lower one? That specific customer, what's her personality? I have to say, I am blessed and I'm thankful that design comes easy to me. I close my eyes, I think of things and they happen. Every person that is working on the sample wedding dresses in our brand has to love what they are doing. I go to the sewers and I say, you need to love it. You have to think with me because even the details on the neckline, how it is curved, think. Does she really want the curve to be light or does she want it to be deep? Yes, today she wants it to be deeper. This shows in our wedding dresses, in our samples, you can tell there is a quality where every bone is, where every line is, and it's not just put together. I rip everything that I don't like. I will rip 20 times a dress if one line is not right until I find that the right shade is there, and they all know it. And I'd say, don't finish a dress. Always take your time, make it beautiful, put your heart in it, and you will see it. You will see the result. The process is very complicated, it is not straightforward, and it's inspired by many different things, whether it's lace, whether it's embroidery, whether it's color, the customer, and it's all about putting things together. So I would say a wedding dress takes about 3 to 4 months to be made. This collection is a lot of lace. Whether it's lace re-embroidered or lace cut out and added into details here and there. Again, a lot of transparency, lightness. Even the ball gowns, you carry them, they're like a feather. They're lightweight, they're empty from the inside, so I had to fly in fabrics from overseas to construct in a way that we haven't done any time before. I feel the customer has changed just by the volume, by the lightness, by the airiness of the dresses, but there's still a link for me of what I have started before at the very beginning in 1997 till today. Peeling away layers rather than adding layers, but I think we are also becoming stronger in the details and how we put things together. When a bride is picking her dress, everything matters. The groom, the mother of the groom, the family of the groom, her mother. Of course, the venue plays a role. The time of the wedding plays a role. The guest list plays a role. I see everything plays a role. But I always advise the bride, don't take it all like too seriously. Yes, everything plays a role, but take it light and kind of focus on yourself. Before thinking about the dress, she should think who she is, who she wants to portray to the rest of the world who she is. She shouldn't listen about her friend telling her this dress looks good on you or that dress looks great or today the trend is long sleeves. I think she should dream, and this is the only time she will ever dream. So we'll let her dream. I think a wedding dress is the most important attire that we as women will wear in our lifetime. So it is a very important moment, and it tells her story, and that's how it is.
We were looking at meadows and dew, and that's really soft, floral, romantic feeling. We played with a lot of different sheernesses and rose colours. You'll see a lot of tulle overlays, and you'll see a lot of rose-coloured linings, you'll see rose-coloured embroideries, and then you'll see some completely blush-tone dresses as well, along with a lot of 3D florals.
Marchesa was just outstanding. I mean, I've been buying it for several years. It's probably the best season that they've done in my recollection. Just incredibly beautiful. The details, the shapes. It felt so light and airy and breathless. I loved it very, very much. It was great.
I think this is the best collection that Marchesa has done. I mean, I've always been a huge fan, but I just think it's both beautiful and fashion forward, yet it's attainable. I think it has all the components, and it's so romantic. I love all the embroideries, the laces, the shapes are so modern, and I loved how they styled it with the flowered earrings, and the jewelry is very special.
Yes, we have our own jewellery line now, which we're really thrilled about. Yes, Marchesa jewellery, and we've actually fed in fresh flowers into some of the jewellery, and then we have our Marchesa shoes as well, so you're top to toe.
And it really gives a point of view on what a bride could look like, not just giving you an idea of how to style yourself on your wedding day. But I think that they have a great breadth of different looks, and the workmanship looks stunning.
Karen and I work with each other with our bridal dress, so I think that was probably the most memorable dresses that we've done. But we've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of amazing people over the years with their dresses, and it's just been very inspiring to see the individual styles that people have. And I think Karen and I really enjoy that, seeing different types of women try on different types of dresses.
Still very, very light. It's going to stay. That's not going to go anywhere. And effortless, so romantic.
It's such an honor. It really is. It's such an honor, and I think anytime we work with a bride that has chosen Marchesa, it is quite an emotional experience for Karen and I.
We take it quite seriously because, as you say, it really is the most important day of your life, and it's you want to feel great and look at the pictures 30 years down the line and still feel great and look great.
My number one tip is always have the best time ever planning, and really keep in perspective, one, you're getting married to the person that you love. There's cake, there's cupcakes, there's champagne, and it's all for you to enjoy. So just take advantage of the time and just have fun.
One of New York City's top bridal and event designers, Ron Wendt, shared his tips on creating the perfect wedding.
Every wedding needs a point person, someone who is in charge. Shouldn't be the catering manager, it shouldn't be the mother of the bride. It should be someone who has their very aesthetic concern at their heart. There's 1,000 things that can go wrong, and it's our job to make sure that those things are smoothed out. We strive for calmness in everything we do, and that takes planning. I think couples tend to forget that all their guests, all who are in attendance, are giving up their weekend for you. So you want to make sure that everything that they come in contact with is of the best quality you can present. It can be from the tablecloths to the things they touch, to the music they hear, to the food they eat. How specialized is the food? How specialized are the wines? How far do we go with the flowers? Do you like tall flowers, low flowers? Do you want to walk through something? Do you want to have a place where photos are taken? There's a lot of different aspects that need to be taken into account, but a priority list I think is very important. Make sure that bride and groom ultimately are on the same page. Wedding venue is everything because it will set down all the parameters of design. Everything needs to be personalized. That's something that we strive for in our work with our clients. It matters a lot to me that the guest will walk in and say, this is so her, or this is so them, or I get that. It shouldn't be my name that they think of. It's the client. They should really think, oh my gosh, this is the essence of her.
It was about making happy clothes. It was making beautiful clothes. It was not an inspiration from culture, world, or nature. This is all about how do I make the finest wedding dress. We took ideas from different techniques that I've developed, like doing three-dimensional flowers, threadwork embroideries, but we engineered them.
My dress today is like above the ankles. It's very pretty. I look like a ballerina. It has a fringe. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I'm excited to wear it.
I'm speechless, truly. Naeem Khan just took my breath away, brought me to tears. His mastery over the beading and the embroidery is incomparable to anybody else. It's just absolutely stunning.
This season for bridal, for me, is like watercolors. Layers of colors, tool over tool.
Naeem Khan, he did a gorgeous job with all those colors and embroideries. They were all soft pastels. It was very, very pretty.
Every dress was absolutely impeccable. The detail, the coloring, the construction, the design, it was beautiful. Bright and vibrant, and he does the appliques and the embroidery like nobody else. That white dress with the blue embroidery, my favorite. I just love that dress. And for brides who really want that wow moment in one of the most spectacular couture-like gowns in the world, you can't do better than Naeem Khan.
I've known Naeem for a while. He's a wonderful person, and he's a very generous person, and he's a very inspiring, I think, designer. It's very dramatic. It's very sophisticated. It's very spectacular.
It's a statement that a woman makes, which is her biggest statement of her life. And I'm used to making clothes that make statement. So this is fun for me. And I love doing this because there is no boundaries in this.
You have to kind of think ahead. Think, okay, if I looked at my wedding picture 10 years from now, 20 years from now, would I like this? And also have fun with it. I think there's just so many choices now. If you want a colored gown, get a colored gown, If you want, a short, low gown, get one. I think you have to think about what you really want in that future aspect.
It was fun. Kleinfeld invited me to come here and do a full collection for them, and we're really excited. It's great to have a retail partner at the beginning of the process, so that's always nice. It is our first season, so it wasn't inspired by something so specific, even though we wanted this kind of French Provence feel. Everything applique is all done by hand. All the lace is French lace. So, fabrics were really important. And the same with the silhouettes. This is their red carpet, and that's what we tried to give them. I wanted elements from even dresses I've done in the past and shapes, and I thought that was really important because it's their one time to branch out, wear something fantasy, try something new, and why not? I also just wanted every woman to be represented. I wanted women that were petite or plus size or any size to be able to find something in this collection, a really modern bride or a really traditional bride, because that's how wedding shopping is. You try on everything, you don't know what's your silhouette, so why not celebrate all silhouettes? One of my favorite looks was the tailored suit with the cascading flounces on the side. That could be really cool for a wedding, a destination maybe, you never know.
Amazing. I mean, pantsuit, all you need. Just jumpsuits, all you need. It's so good. Such a fun look. I mean, it could be for the actual reception, it could be the wedding, you never know, but it's a really, really great look.
Sirianni did a fantastic job on his first debut of his bridal collection. It was very modern and there were a lot of wearable looks. Especially love the all pearl dress with the tulle long skirt. Just had a little modern edge to it. I really liked it.
I thought Christian Sirianni's collection was beautiful. When a fashion designer breaks into bridal, there's sometimes a really fine line between fashion, bridal, but I thought his looks were extremely refined. I loved some of the real minimalist looks that were long gowns with some embellished sleeves and cap shoulders, which I loved. There were a little bit of feathers, and I'm not usually a feather kind of girl, but I thought the feathers were really nice touches, which had that fashion element, but it still felt bridal. I love the ombre pink dress at the end. Not many brides are going to pull that off. It was just really beautiful and a showstopper.
We love an ombre. I also just wanted some color. Who knows if somebody will want to wear that on their wedding day, but I hope so. It'd be a great photo.
Much attention is given to the bride in her gown, but let's not forget about the groom. Alton Lane offers premium menswear that promises to deliver a perfectly tailored outfit for a man's big day.
We are a company that tries to help men dress better in a more enjoyable experience. All of our stores have full bars, flat screen TVs. We have a private appointment model. It's one-on-one, which means we get to invest in each and every customer. Once we kind of have gotten a sense of who you are and what you're looking for, we'll pull out fabrics. And we'll kind of, through questions, get down to what style are you actually looking for, and we'll be able to present a number of options to you. We get so many customers coming in for weddings. We'll see grooms come in with their fiancé, and you can both sit down and you're looking through options together. And we've seen stretch Hummer limos pull up outside, and the groom gets out with all 10 to 12 of his groomsmen, and they might go through 3 handles of bourbon, and they're choosing fabrics, and it's part of the bachelor party. You design everything. We don't cut our fabric until you place the orders. We pioneered the modern bespoke approach, where we first capture over 300 measurements using our 3D body scanning technology. And then we use sample garments as a reference point to get at what cut do you actually want. We don't consider ourselves designers. We are a platform for design. And so it's really enabling the customer to be the designer. With custom, you have the ability to do some really unique things, whether it's a different color stitching on the buttonhole of your jacket, or unique linings incorporating the color scheme of the flowers. Customers have fun with monograms and writing notes or nicknames or things like that, the wedding dates. Most brides tend to wear white, which is the easiest thing to match with. So it's less about matching the bride. It is far more about the bridesmaids and making sure that nothing's clashing there. And then also just the general look and feel of the wedding. We'll actually see with dual groom weddings, what we'll see is a lot more suits than tuxedos, where tuxedos, you can't do one black and one midnight blue tuxedo. It wouldn't look as appropriate. Whereas with suits, you can really play around with it and do a light gray and a light oatmeal, or different shades of blue, or things that really tie it in. Fit is going to be the most important. You could have an inexpensive fabric that fits you really, really well, and you're going to look better than a fabric that's 10 times as expensive that fits you poorly. What's really great for the groom is that, unlike brides, you'll always have an excuse to wear a tuxedo or a well-fitted suit again. So a lot of guys will justify investing a little bit more in a tuxedo or a suit because they know they're going to get a lot of use out of it in the years to come.
I didn't get a wedding planner. I did everything myself, and so which is, everyone's told me I'm out of my mind for doing that, but hey, I'm here and I'm still alive and I did it. I'm just really excited to walk into that event and say, wow, I did this. And then, of course, to spend the night with my family and friends, and of course my fiance, who's my best friend.
It's a very small collection of 12 pieces where I concentrate in the details, in the fabric, in the little embroidery. I was thinking it's a very couture. There's so many details. The quality for me is fantastic in this collection. The mood of the romantic, taking a little bit the muse from the 50s, Grace Kelly mixing with Audrey Hepburn, but in the same time with a very spring morning. It's so fresh. I want something like very delicate, very fragile. We play with different techniques. For example, you see the laminated laser cut flowers. Try to translate a flower, but with the wet feeling, the shiny feeling. It's very, very few fabric flowers, more new materials. For me, Bridal is all about timeless, but at the same time for me it's also how to put something new and something fresh and something like modern in this kind of classic silhouette of Bridal. I try to translate a fashion point of view during my collection. Even if I know it's Bridal, it's always about a classic element. I think my approach with Bridal is always to give the bride something fresh and new.
The show was so very beautiful, and his dresses were just stunning, really romantic, very romantic. So many ball gowns, wonderful texture. The color, that sort of pale, icy mint, sort of pale gray, blue gray, was really very stunning, very different. And his shapes were amazing. I love the bubble hem ball gown. And his little acrylic tiles were very, very different and unique and really beautiful. Loved it.
I am very romantic personally, and for me it's so easy to design a bridal collection because I know the meanings behind the selection of your wedding dress. I like to give, through my collection, different approaches, a different point of view of a wedding dress. I try to avoid the cliches, I try to avoid the puffy and heavy and old-fashioned, because you cannot dress like your mom. You have to look like your age. You know, you cannot pick a very old-fashioned dress. So I think the wedding dress has to be the reflection of what you are. I always enjoy so much to see a bride, you know, getting into the church or the synagogue or the ceremony and to see their eyes and how you feel the love they feel. This is a very special moment. And still, after almost 30 years career, I still enjoy that moment.
Every wedding is its own challenge. Magnolia Bakery is 100% buttercream house, no fondant. So I think there's a lot more fun for brides and grooms to pick their cake out because they can eat every aspect of the cake. You don't have to peel off a fondant and take it away. And they have a lot of fun just deciding what design they would like. We can do burnt edges, we can do dots, you can do fresh flowers. It's your wedding. If you really want a carrot cake on one layer, a coconut cake on another, a German on another, and lemon with lemon filling on another, okay, we'll do that for you. Just go with your heart. Just make sure that it really represents who you are as a couple.
My collection, both for Legends and for Collection, have been inspired by Paris and the recent events that have had in Paris, and how Paris has always been an inspiration to all of us around the world, and certainly has been an inspiration to me. You'll see a beautiful La Vie en Rose new lace that we are introducing to the collection, and a lot of fabulous new silhouettes, from long sleeves to very delicate chantilly to flowing skirts to a fabulous ball gown. One of the laces that's become a signature of mine is this beautiful lace from Italy. It's called the Ratacella lace. And it was originally designed back in the 16th century, and it's worn with this illusion overskirt that has the same lace treatment. And she can very easily wear this for the ceremony and then take the overskirt off, and she's got a fabulous, slim, fluted skirt that she can dance the night away.
I think it's a sort of a modern woman, a freedom about it, and that, you know what, you need to make it your best day. And the hair, the feeling of it is something that says, I'm fresh, I'm alive, and it doesn't have to be overdone. I think that that's the biggest expression. This is not about how hard I'm trying, it's how much I'm loving what I'm doing, I'm enjoying where I am. This is such a fabulous moment. So the hair is trying to say that. Less is more.
When a bride is looking to find the dress of her dreams, I think it's very important that she look into her own closet. The last thing that a man that she's about to marry wants to see is a stranger walking down the aisle. He wants to see her best self. So if this is a girl who's always in t-shirts and jeans, she wants to stay with something very tailored and very simple. Be yourself, but be your best self. I design for women of all different age types and figure types, all the way from a young bride to Tina Knowles, who is Beyonce's mother, who recently got married, as well as Cheryl Hine, who got married to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We end with Ode to Paris with these fabulous French violet ball gowns. It's the magic that you would expect to see, whether it be one of the grand palaces in the city of Paris or in Versailles. When I design, I always take into consideration how this woman is going to be remembered. It's a lot more difficult and a lot more disciplined to create a design that's not only fashionable today, but is going to be fashionable many, many decades from now and into eternity. And that's what I strive as a designer.
At the Carlisle in New York, salon owner and stylist Eve DeReef was joined by makeup artist Vincent Longo to craft two versatile beauty looks.
I think every wedding has a part of a fantasy. You can just get married, go downtown, and you're done, right? But that's, I think, the whole excitement is the party. It should be a party. You should be happy. You should have fun. People forget that. And I think the most important thing in a wedding is that the bride respects her lifestyle. On the other hand, people like to be a bit extraordinary that day. So here what I would like to do, using the 1940s idea, also having the possibility for the bride to just remove that whole updo whenever she decides. The shoes goes, then the hair should go also. I'm going to pin up the hair in a way that she almost going to look like she has a little bob. Because it's going to be brought down eventually, it doesn't have to be as solid as someone who will keep that for the whole evening. I see this hairdo with a veil stopping mid-eyes. Be nice, huh? Little mystery.
I'm working on a bohemian romantic look. The lines are much softer, they're more rounded, and the best way to get this type of look is to apply a cream blush in with a foundation. And I've given a light powdering over the whole base. And that gives like the look a whole beauty from within coming through. So on the eyes, a little contour on the outer corner like this. I just blend the pencil along the lash line and upward into the crease, just to create a little shadow on the outer corner. With the same brush that I blended the eye pencil, I just take up a little bit of pencil like this on the back of my hand, and then on the lower lash line, I go into the base of the lash and create a light shadow. I always like to use waterproof mascara. There's always the tears coming. Yeah, it's a joyful crying.
So here we have more of a romantic look. I would say, romantic chic, bohemian chic. And again, for the ceremony, I would say the hair is gently pinned up, not too tight, not too. So again, we can remove some of from the pins underneath. It has to be done by somebody else. A little teasing on the ends. So you get, two looks for one hairdo.
Here I'm working on the classic look. There's a little more black around the lash line. It's a little more linear, and the eye is slightly elongated. Yeah, the lip liner is great to define the lips and keep them nicely defined throughout the day. Of course, it helps the lipstick or the lip gloss last a lot longer.
Would you get married looking like that?
Yeah.
She was already thinking of her dress.
Yeah, but thinking about her dress. That was fantastic.
We're going to put the hair down, so same thing, take off the little pins. I try to put as less as possible. So this little hairspray I recommend. And then the boy is going to flip back and her head is going to stay back. And you have a total different look now, And then she can party all night. All right.
It was amazing. He proposed on a sailboat. It was his first time on the boat.
Yeah, I didn't really feel too nervous. I don't think I let on.
Nervous that he was going to lose the ring overboard.
Yeah, the moment that I started making my way from the back of the boat to the front, the sails started tacking and started whipping me in the face. So I was really holding on to that ring for dear life. So that was probably the most nervous part.
Honestly, I just want to be married to him, and I want us to have everything forever. I just can't wait.
We're calling it the House of Houghton. So we're on the Upper East Side, which is new for us, showing our Spring 17 collection during Bridal Week. I hate to say I was inspired by something specific. I always kind of try and grow from my last collection and push myself. Specifically, looking at these dresses when I was in Paris in February, I saw some really beautiful qualities and developed some custom fabrics, specifically like this plissé and some fabrics in the other rooms that I developed for the collection, and that kind of inspired this collection specifically, and then kind of drew me towards layering and textures. And I just saw, I'm kind of known for using laces and using them in different ways, and the cutouts and whatnot. So it just kind of drew me towards kind of trying to expand on that. First came the silhouette and the ruffles, and that's kind of where I start, kind of like a skeleton. And then the accessories came second, and the beauty, and sometimes it works in different ways each season. I don't like ever being too pretty with my girls. It's not really like the Houghton girl. Like if they're wearing something that could be viewed as something more feminine or pretty, I like to give it like a tomboy edge or kind of a rougher edge. And then the makeup, Maud, who is just the most amazing artist for MAC, gave me these amazing white lashes. That's just really unexpected, and just a really fresh, dewy face, which she just does the best job with. Stay true to yourself, and you want to be comfortable. Don't wear something just because you think you should. Wear something that you want to wear, that you want to be comfortable in, that you really like.
girl who has her own personal style, not afraid to take risks. Someone who, you know, wants to feel sexy, wants to feel feminine, but isn't afraid of taking like a little bit of a chance.
Don't lose the reason why you're getting married. It's because you want to spend the rest of your life with someone rather than pleasing the guests who are coming to your wedding. Don't forget that, and try to not always discuss the wedding, because at times, although it may be really stressful, it's always good to take a weekend for just you and your fiance to not focus on the wedding and just focus on your relationship and how happy you are with that person.
What we see today is the fitting, the casting for the show, because I'm very excited, and we work with beautiful girls and the nicest people around, and we try the dresses to see which one looks the best. What we look for is the fit. The skin tone is very important. You know, if we are blonde, we try to put cameo colors, we try to put soft pink. I have so much jewelry here, and I can choose for everybody, and even for myself, and for you too. With my look, I want it to be more soft, more elegant. It's how a real bride will look. I inspire this time about garden, the sun, the sky, the flowers, and the most important really who inspire me are the brides. It's not a dress, it's much more than that. That dress for her is a personality, and the person who loves you for who you are. You have to continue to be yourself in the most special day of your life.
Inez, she knocked it out of the park. It was my favorite collection so far this season. It was absolutely stunning. She had a great breadth of diversity of designs. It was airy, light, still sexy. I loved her layering. It was so fluid. Each dress was its own story, it seemed like, all evoked from a garden. And everybody wants to have their own style today. They don't want to be a cookie-cutter bride. So she can be super sexy, super romantic, very glittery, sparkly, and fashion-forward at the same time. And I loved all the short dresses, too.
I think what we're seeing is a sense of individuality. There is something for everyone, and we're seeing that time and time again. And I love that she would throw an illusion net pant with a little short skirt. These little bits of illusion and naughty versus romantic, and what we consider kind of safe versus a little risque. Or a completely traditional looking dress from the front, and then you turn around and it's the sexiest back that you can think of with just the slightest bit of pearl details. Really, really beautiful.
I thought her show was absolutely stunning. It was just a beautiful expression of spring. It felt like a breath of fresh air.
It's so important to make a dream come true, because you dream with that big day, you put the tiaras, you put the flowers, you put everything, because we live for love. We cannot live with many things, but we cannot live without love. It's the most important day of your life, because it's a beginning of a new life, and you have to look the most beautiful person in the world. Yeah, that's what I wanted the bride to feel.
I think a bride needs to be open to trying on lots of different things. It's great to come into the salon with a preset mindset of what you want to look like, but trust your consultant. If you trust her enough to pull things that could be maybe out of your range of comfort, and maybe you'll wind up wearing a ball gown versus that slinky, non-embellished dress you wanted. You know? So I'd say trust your consultant.
Just days after her show, designer Inez DeSanto made an appearance at Bergdorf Goodman, helping real brides select their dream gowns.
Today is the trunk show, which everybody comes here, and because we have the whole collection, they come and try the dresses, and then they have a big selection. Hello, Alexandra. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. I heard you're getting married. First, I asked, which is important for me, the date they get married for, the season, and also the place is very important.
The ceremony takes place overlooking the Hudson River, and the reception is inside a very small barn. I definitely want the dress to not be a classic, extremely wide New York City dress. Something very simple. I was never the girl who wanted a ball gown or a very well-detailed dress.
You choose now whatever, it's more what you like, but also I think you should try even a ball gown, because this is the only time really you can try, just for fun. It's beautiful also because after when you dance, we do the bustle, see, like, yeah, see. And then, you can dance.
I didn't know if I wanted a veil, but you just made me change my mind.
Well, it looks nice with the dress. For the ceremony, it can be very beautiful, but it's, it's an option. Sometimes they come with an idea. I don't want a ball gown. All the time we work with their personality. But I help as much I can, because also when you see a dress and a hanger doesn't mean nothing. That is the reason I try all the silhouettes, because it's easy after when you see the picture to the side and the body. It's different when you see the dress come alive when the bride is wearing, because it's the person who makes the dress beautiful. It's not the dress has to be beautiful, no.
This is what every 5-year-old dream with.
See, but you have a ball gown. See. Now, see, you can compare.
It's a tough decision because I want to be comfortable and I want to be able to dance the night away, but I also want him to just be speechless and mind blown when he sees me in the dress. After all, it's for him. It's not for me. It's not for the guests. It's for him.
This is what Alexandra came from the idea, but shows like she's gonna go for the ball gown.
I would say the ball gown, which I would not, it didn't cross my mind the whole time, but I would say that was my favorite one.
It's wonderful to work with each bride, because for me, each bride is important, and I want to make a dream come true to each bride, because I feel there is a beginning of a new life, okay, and it's important to be happy, to appreciate that moment. And also I want every bride to feel they are on the Oscar, to feel they have all the attention in the world.
Now I don't want to wait another year to get married. I want to get married now.
Well, we have to call the lucky guy.